Good morning. I have been asked to do a hair tutorial on how I style my hair, okay? So this is it. It's 8 o'clock. I gotta be out of here by about 8:30, 8:45. So I need to do this so everybody can see. This is my hair washed and dried last night. I use It's a Tin Line as far as shampoo, conditioner. I use a leave-in conditioner. I use their styling balm and their Kenra blow dry spray. Those are the three products I use after the shower. And I don't use any kind of like mousse or anything like that. So anyway, this is me just round brushing my hair before I went to bed last night. So, and I sleep on this side of my head, so you can always see this side is just real wonky. So I'm not sure where I want to start today. I guess I'll start with the rollers because that's where the important part is as far as getting the height that everybody's talking about. And I usually start in the crown, and I buy these rollers at Sally's. I bought two different sizes. One was when my hair was a little longer, so I can't talk. I got two different sizes, okay? This is probably like, I don't know, 2 inches versus this one, which is probably 1 1/4 inches, 1.5 inches. And of course, the smaller ones are good for when your hair is shorter. But you want to make them, you don't want them too small because you don't want them to be actually curled. You don't want your hair to be actually curled. You just want to have the lift, okay? So I want to start in the back. My hair is really soft right now. So I'm going to use my flat iron, which just turned off. Shuts off on its own if I don't use it, which is a good feature. And I'm just going to hit that with the flat iron, and it's going to make it warm. And then I'm going to just put this roller in here, okay? And when you put the roller in, make sure you lift it up and away from the part. That's going to ensure that you have a lot of height and a lot of body. If you pull it out and roll it down, then it's not gonna do as well. Lift it up and then roll it down, and when you set it down, you want to kind of be on the part where you just parted the hair. So anyway, I've got a really nasty cowlick right back here, so I have to make sure that I get a roller placed right in the middle of that cowlick, or it wants it to separate and be contrary. So that's kind of the idea. I mean, I just use my flat iron to give some heat to my hair, and then I put it in a roller. This is just going around the roller maybe not even one time. So basically it's just giving my hair a lift and a bend. Now, if you don't have hair that's been slept on and sticking out all over the place, and you just want to do this to give yourself a little lift without having the flat iron run over it, you can do this with the blow dryer. Meaning you can put these in, then you can turn your dryer on hot heat, and you can blow your hair while it's on the roller, spray it for a second, and then let it cool. And you'll get a similar effect. But mine needs flat ironed anyway, so I just do that, and it just gives me a little bit more heat. See how I pulled that forward and then back? And you need to get you some of those roller clips too. You can get them at Sally's as well. They're just roller clips. Velcro usually likes, it can stay in on its own, but I just like the security of the clip. Okay, so here's where I part my hair, and I've been doing something a little different the last couple days, and I'm kind of like the way it ends up. Instead of rolling it right directly on my part, I take little section on either side of the part, and you'll understand why when I style it. And I just go, I'm gonna take it that way. And what this is going to do, it's gonna give me a little bit of lift and a little bit of swoop on my bang. I kind of run across that on accident the other day and figured out when I took it down, I really liked it. So we call those happy accidents. Finding out that you really like something and you didn't even know you liked it, or didn't know you did until it just happened by happenstance. So anyway, and sometimes I do this piece and sometimes I don't, just depends on how I feel that day. I always have to flat iron this piece right here though, no matter what, because this is the side I sleep on, and I have a wicked calic right here, right there. So I have to always make sure I flat iron that, regardless of whether I roll it up or not that day. And today I think I am. I like it. Make sure you spray. You know, your spray doesn't have to be anything heavy, and you don't want it heavy. You just want to just very lightly. I usually have to stick that right there because that piece is short. You don't want too much hair on each roller. You want to just kind of maintain the same width of the parting all the way through. So there again, whatever direction, sorry, I'm having trouble speaking this morning. Whatever direction you want the hair to go in, of course, is how you roll it. See how I lifted that up and just went around the part line? And once again, I've got shorter pieces. And it doesn't take long. You never want to have your flat iron on the heat setting more than 350 degrees. Where all my clippies went. Nothing over 350. It's just not necessary. Okay, I've got one more little one that I can put in the back, which I think I'm going to put right there on that area in the middle there. I try to utilize all my rollers if I can. If I don't, that's fine too. Call it my halo area here. The crown and the front are obviously the important areas that you see, and you want to get this style, you know, with this particular haircut, you want the lift in these areas, or I do. I hate the lift. I hate the look of this cut if it doesn't have that bump to it. I don't like it on me. You know what? If you like it, that's fine. You can wear it that way. I don't care. But for me, I just hate flat hair. Hate it. Okay. And I'm always having to do this side. See that? Okay, that's just how I sleep. I've been sweating in my sleep. So I wake up and that side of my hair has usually had a little bit of dampness to it, and just sticks straight out. The perimeter on this cut is very important that you get that shape in there of the inversion. You see what I'm saying? And that piece right there is going to be a bear today. So you want to take at least the perimeter of this haircut, and you want to smooth it and just be as tight as you can to the hair, the shape of your head, because this is what gives your haircut that shape. And you want to usually work from the bottom up when you're doing the perimeter, or at least I do, sectioning it as I go. And I got a little bitty baby iron for the back of my hair because I have such a wicked neckline. Horrible cowlicks, horrible. And sometimes they cooperate and sometimes they don't. I can get them smooth, but the minute my hair, I start sweating, or even if I move my head around a lot, they pop right back up. So really, I don't get too worried about them. I figured it just gives my hair character. But you can kind of get the gist of the roller placement on how I did this. And while I'm doing the rest of my hair, sometimes I do this before my makeup, sometimes I wait till after, just depends. While I'm doing my makeup, sometimes I'll let this sit for a minute while I'm doing the rest of my hair. This is a little baby iron I got, and it's so cute, and it works so well on these little bitty baby short hairs on the neck and those places that you just can't get your big iron without burning yourself. This works really well. And they're really not expensive. I think I paid 20 bucks for this at Sally's. And this is a Babyliss. This thing gets hot. There is no heat control on this one, which you're not probably going to find the small one with the heat control. To be very careful. I'm not sure. I think it gets up there. I think it gets to 400 or close to it. So when you're doing your hair around your neck, be very careful. You just have to be careful that you don't make yourself like you look like you got a hickey on your neck. One of the ladies that asked me to do this tutorial was telling me how she was having issues with hers being greasy and flat and not able to do anything with it. And my first question to her was, what products are you using? Because believe it or not, your products have everything to do with how your style holds and how your style looks. And I didn't mean her her styling products. I meant like shampoo, conditioner. That's what I meant. And when she told me what it was, and I almost could tell you, almost laughed about what it was, because I was thinking, I bet that's why she's having issues, because what she said to me is what everybody says to me that uses this particular shampoo. My hair is greasy, it's flat, it gets oily, it gets dirty, and I can't do anything with it. And guess what? What I thought was she's going to say to me, she said to me, I'm using Pantene. Ladies, honestly, I would not use Pantene on my dog. It is full of wax. It is full of fillers. It's basically, to me, I mean, it wouldn't be any different or any worse than if you just dropped a bunch of candle wax on your head. I told her, you know, we've seen it where you can actually take your shears. If I were using it and on my dry hair, I could take my shears and scrape and come off with like a white residue on my shears. That's how much buildup it gives you. And what you're doing is you're creating this vicious cycle. You've put this product on your hair that has coated your hair. And at first it looks great. The first couple shampoos, people are like, oh, it's so soft and it's so shiny and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's how they get you, because the first couple shampoos, yeah, it's gonna fill in the gaps of your cuticle that's damaged, because of those waxes and fillers are gonna go in those gaps and fill those gaps. It's gonna shut down the cuticle, and it's gonna appear to be shiny, and it's gonna feel soft for the same reason. But time after time, you use it over and over, it's eventually going to put layers and layers and layers of wax on your hair. And just, you know, if you can just imagine dipping your hair in some wax or some candle, you know, some grease, and then imagine trying to dry it and style it and doing anything with it. And what they think is, my hair is so dirty, it's dirty. So by the end of the day, they're like, my hair is so greasy, I need to wash it. So you wash it again. And what are you doing? You're putting the same crap back on it that you just tried to wash off. But instead of washing it off, you just put some more on it. So each time you wash it, it's creating this vicious cycle of, it looks dirty, so I need to wash it. So you wash it, and it looks like you just put more wax on it. And it's, ladies, if I can say anything to you that you can hear to say today, please hear me say this. Your hair is an investment. Don't skimp on products for your hair. I know they're expensive, but so is Starbucks. So is eating out. You know what? Skip those things that you're doing that, you know, you think you need. Put that money back. And by the time before you know, in a couple weeks, you're going to have enough money to invest in shampoo, conditioner, styling products, heat protectant. I can start you off with a line and everything you might need for about $100. And you think, $100? My God. You know what? That's going to last you 6 months. Your hair's going to be great. You're not going to have any of that nasty feel. I can get 4 or 5 days out of my hair without shampooing it. I use dry shampoo on the days, maybe the 3rd or 4th day, and it actually does better because I use good products. Yes, I have good hair, but I also use good products. So invest in your hair, ladies. Don't skimp on your hair. Don't go get your hair colored and then go to the dollar store and spend $1 on a bottle of shampoo and think that's going to protect your color. It's not. I don't care what it says on the bottle. It's not going to protect your color. It's going to fade off, and then you're going to be going, well, she didn't do a good job on my hair. My hair faded. Look at that low light. It's not there no more. Well, you know what? It's not your stylist's fault. And I tell everybody, you need a good color-safe shampoo because this is not going to last if you don't. Even with good shampoos, it still fades. It's just because that's the nature of color. That's how it works. So, if I can admonish anybody here, invest in your hair products. There are certain things that we can skimp on, but that's not one of them. And I guarantee you start using good products and seeing how much difference your hair feels and looks. And then if you tried to go back to the cheap-ass products, you're going to be going, oh my gosh, look at the difference in my hair. My suggestion to you would be, if you are using these products and you have the issues of your hair looking greasy, flat, dirty, won't hold a curl, won't hold a style, any and all of the above, clarify your hair if you have to with some Dawn dish soap. I wouldn't suggest that as all the time, or buy some good clarifying shampoo, which would be my first suggestion. But if you didn't want to go buy a clarifying shampoo, then just go one time using Dawn, one time. But then you're going to have to condition it real good with some good conditioner, because it's going to strip everything out of your hair, dry it up like the desert. It's going to feel brittle, so you need to make sure you get a good conditioner. Clarify that crap off of your hair. Start with some good products and go from there. You'll be amazed. But just don't go to the dollar store or use the stuff from Walmart, please. And don't buy your professional stuff from Walmart. You don't know what's in those packages. When it's on the shelf at Walmart, even though it's in a professional brand, it's not guaranteed that that's what's in that bottle. Those are either closeouts or old. They've been in a warehouse sitting in 100 degrees or 30 below zero. Somebody's either added stuff to the bottle, possibly, or taken it out and put something else in the bottle. You don't know. And I'll tell you, you're not going to pay any less for them than you would if you went into the salon and bought it. And those are guaranteed products in the salon. I'm just trying to help you out, is all. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you the best hair possible. And like I said, don't skimp on your hair, ladies. Come on. You know, like I said, I've heard them say, well, it's so expensive, like I said. But you're not thinking about that when you're going to Starbucks a couple, 3 times a week, spending $5 on a cup of coffee. Come on now. You know, or if you're going out to eat every day and spending $7, $8, $9 on your lunch, pack your lunch. Save that money and buy you some good hair products. So anyway, here we go. I let them sit normally a little longer than this, but as long as they feel cool, which these do, that's all you really need to worry about. Oh, and my flat iron, I got this at Sally's, once again. I love this brand. I bought their curling irons before I found their flat iron, and their curling iron was really good. And the thing I liked about it the most is it's got a digital heat controller on the side, and you can set it to whatever temperature. No more than 350, ladies. No more than 350, unless you're African American or you have extremely coarse, dense, very curly hair. You can go a little higher, but you don't need more than 350. It just isn't necessary, and you burn your hair. So, okay. So anyway, you see how I'm getting this fullness here? I'm taking these down, and I'm getting all kinds of fullness here. Okay, so the product that's really going to make this style is Kenra Texture Taffy. This is a game changer, okay? Doesn't take much. I just put my finger in there, almost gone. But I've had this jar for probably 6 months at least. And see, it's got a little bit of fiber to it. That's how much. Literally like what you would consider a dollop, okay? Here's the kicker. Make sure you rub it very, very thoroughly to get it broke down in your hands. Make sure that you don't have it glopped on your fingers anywhere. The heat from your hands will keep it pliable. And with this, I just go to scratching at the root. Kind of flip my head down and scratch at the root, and you'll be amazed. Watch this. Watch this happen. Okay, so somewhere in here, we need to go ahead and start just piecing and pulling on this. And it's because my hair is really soft today that it's gonna have to have a little bit of spray, more so than if I were doing this again on the second day. Actually, it does better on the second day. Sometimes I do like the framing of my face, and I may start out with it this way, but it's usually it ends up behind my ear. But see how that roller, when I put those rollers there, how it gave it that pull and away from the face. And it has everything to do with your styling products, ladies. It really does. It has everything to do with how you place those rollers. It has everything to do with giving it that lift and away from the scalp set when you put the rollers in there. I don't know what the back of this looks like. Usually I have a little parts that I have to fill in because it gaps open somewhere here. Let me find myself here. And you just keep your fingers, you know, keep that stuff pliable on your fingers, and you can just kind of pull and piece where you need to. Now this is where my calic is, so it separates right here. So I have issues with this sometimes, but it's hard because I like the fullness here, but if I pull it too far, then I end up with a gap there where my calic is. So I kind of have to be careful right there. Back comb a little bit if you need to. Not much. So this is what it looks like, and this is that's how I do it. Invest in your hair, ladies. Just do it. You know, like I said, it's a luxury to have stuff for your hair, but if you're going to go ahead and color it, then take care of it. Oh, and this is my favorite hairspray, Masterpiece. Boom, there it is. Have a wonderful day.